Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Long Rest. My name's Logan,
And my name is Brandon.
and today we're going to be getting into what you need to play Dungeons and Dragons or any other tabletop role-playing game.
It's pretty easy. A pretty
Sure
important
is.
thing is you might end up speaking a lot,
Mm.
talking quite a bit, so you might need something to wet your whistle. As Exhibit A here, bring something to drink. Golly. That got me. So for everybody that hates to hear people slurp, I will apologize from the bottom of my heart.
I'm proud of that one.
And I am going to let him
Yep.
just really soak in that for a second. So
It was worth
please
it.
Chastise him as much as you want to in the comments. He deserves it.
Worth it.
It's important though. Bring something to drink.
Yes.
And that could be all sorts of things. You bring a water. If you're Logan, I think you bring 3 things, don't you?
Yeah, every time, everywhere I go, I got 3 cups with me at all times. Caffeine, hydration, and flavor.
So
Gotta have them.
yeah, bring 3 cups, but at least bring something to drink.
Yeah.
You'll need something.
Bring something to share.
Hey,
Bring something to share. Yeah.
that is nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
Speaking of sharing, have your chips.
Get out of here. No, but it's bring something because I mean most of the time, our home games last 3.5 hours ish.
Mm-hmm.
Make the snack maybe a little respectful, not too crunchy or too loud. Where it's just
yeah.
gonna be like super loud as you're eating something.
Oh yeah.
You got to reach elbow deep into a bag in order to
Get a
pull
bag
it
of that
out.
sun chips,
Yep.
the extra crinkly bag where it's every
Yep.
time you even go to touch it.
So yeah, it's, maybe something, but yeah, bring yourself a snack because why not? You're playing a game. It's fun.
Yeah.
And bonus points if you do bring something to share with the rest of the class.
Yeah.
That's an important one.
Bonus points if it's really crunchy, like corn nuts, where you can hear them across the room.
Yeah, he's hitting all the right strokes
Yeah.
for all those people out there.
Or where it's extra savory, like Strong, and if you open the can, you can't even stay in the same room. So,
True.
be considerate when you bring the snacks. Make sure you bring enough for everybody to share. Sardines, whatever they be.
Hey, sardines on crackers is pretty good. I'll go on a limb.
I've never eaten one, never going to.
Oof.
Change my mind.
We'll have a video shortly, but it's important. We've got something to drink. We've got some food. You probably need some dice.
Mm.
Look,
Critically important.
we'd love for you to have physical dice. Everyone would love to have physical dice. We understand you might not have the opportunity to get them, and you might be able to do some digital dice. Not opportune, but by all means, you'll need a set in some fashion, some way, somehow. You need a D4, a D6, a D8, D10, D12, D20, and then a percentile dice or a second D10, so you could roll some type of percentile if needed. So
Yeah, absolutely. The dice goblin in me would hate to let you roll digital dice, but I understand. Circumstances are what they have to. As long as you're rolling, it's great.
Logan
Yeah.
bought a bus just to hold his dice. So.
I did, yeah. It started off as a
great
towable trailer,
Yeah.
and at this point, I actually had to go to an impound lot and buy a full-size bus.
Yeah. Pulled out a second mortgage for it. It's wild.
Yeah,
So,
problem.
yeah. So,
Some dice company sponsor me.
so after you get some dice, what else might you need?
Yeah, so one of the most important things to have is something to write with or take notes with. Again, if that is something digital or physical, it does not matter. Obviously, pencil and paper is easily accessible, but sometimes that's not everybody's vibe. Everybody probably has their phone on them, but a phone does typically lead to distractions. So something just to keep notes on, whether you're the player or the DM.
Yeah.
It isn't required by any means, but if you can also have music available,
That's true.
yeah, that helps set the mood.
Yeah.
But I digress. At a bare minimum, you should have something to write or take notes with.
Yep. In some fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because you're going to have a character sheet, either physical or digital, that you're going to have to make changes to. Your
Yes.
hit points got to keep tracked. How many spell slots or action surges or focus points, whatever it is that you have to be able to keep track of them.
Yeah.
If you got beans to count, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Just something to keep track of what's going on with your character, with the game, with each other.
Yeah, and don't, it's not like you're going to have to take extremely detailed notes because you're going to get a test later, but sometimes you want something real to write down some key points that you go, oh, this is important. Of this 3 or 4 words I'll write down, you might not write anything for another 30 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think you're going to try to be, you definitely do. Get note takers out there, and bless you, because you guys are killer, and you make it 30 sessions in, and you make it so useful. What we learned 30 sessions ago, thank you to all of those out there.
Yeah.
I wish we had one at our home game that really takes notes like that.
Come on. Okay, I take first person notes because that's the way
Facts.
yeah.
Yes.
But
that is true.
Yeah, I take first person character notes as if they're writing on a journal. I think that is the most fun way for me to take notes. Yeah. But what has been super helpful is having multiple people take some sort of notes, because then we can all flip back to that session and be like, well, I have this. And then somebody finally has that nugget, that name that somebody actually wrote down, and we need it. Or the passcode or something.
Very important.
Yeah, it is.
So once you have that, you need some type of source in some fashion.
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Yeah.
If that is a different TTRPG, or if it is Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
There are free tools out there online. Maybe you purchased a book or one of the adventure books. You need to find some type of rule set.
Yeah. We're huge proponents of homebrew, but homebrew has to have guidelines.
Yep.
If there is not consistency within the game, it creates an unfair game that is unpredictable, and it makes the characters unhappy at the end of the day. Because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what they can and cannot do. So that guidebook, that source book of a physical copy of some semblance, whether that be a compilation of rules that you have compiled together and put in a 3-ring binder, sweet. As long as there's something to reference.
Yes.
If it's a bunch of bookmarks on different websites, great. If it's an actual physical book, good. Whatever it is, you need some kind of source book or guidelines to keep the game consistent.
Yes, and it's important.
Yeah. Plus, it's going to keep you sane. Our noggins only can keep so much between the 2 ears. So, just something to help you as a DM and as a player to not have to remember absolutely everything. You got it at the tip of your fingers.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, there's so many sources out there for so many different things.
Yeah.
Whether there's a lot of free stuff out there, perfectly within reason. Free things that are offered, and if you want to purchase them, you can purchase them, from different places for things that are purchasable. But there's plenty of resources at your disposal. Some other things that are interesting that aren't necessarily needed but are recommended based off different people could be a table.
Oh yeah, you don't need to play on a table,
you
but it's a little bit easier, a flat surface to roll them physical dice. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to sit around the floor, sit on a bunch of couches.
A beanbag, whatever it be, your bed. I don't care.
Yeah.
But a table does make it easier, especially if you can all sit around it at the same time. I know sometimes you guys are on digital, or like over the phone, Discord, whatever it be. I mentioned music. It's not a requirement. It's incredibly helpful. You can hear, Jason Wardell of In the Vast Forest on Spotify and Bandcamp in the background.
That's true.
It just sets the mood. It keeps something in the background to maybe keep you engaged. You can change the music to change the scene, the tone, the importance of that setting,
It does help.
Yeah, we all know what battle music is. It's not a soft piano.
Yeah.
It is intense. It gets the blood pumping. That way the characters are like, all right, let's get it,
It does. Battle changes pretty drastically.
Yeah,
with the right
music is easily one of the most recommended tools that are not necessary, but goodness, it makes a difference. More than a table.
And what goes with battle is maps. They're not necessary. Absolutely. You can do theater of the mind. But maps, there's some people that just can't quite but they can't quite picture it, The way you describe it, I don't fully understand. It'd be so much easier if we had a map here and I could see that. In fact, when we first started playing, I bought some really cheap styrofoam, and I learned I did not make great terrain. I will go out on the limb and tell you, it was mediocre at best. But it gave us something, you know. It didn't even last that long, really, because they kind of swelled up from the paint because I didn't use the right foam. But it worked. I was really proud of it. You know, it was our first bit of terrain ever, but
And it was cool.
Yeah, you know, get a little creative, or maybe somebody in the group wants to get a little creative. You can start small, a few pieces here, a few pieces there, and at the end of the day, making it is pretty cost effective, and you'll just get better every time. It's really not too bad.
Yeah, and there's millions of sources out there to help guide you on how to make your own terrain.
Oh yeah.
That are very cost effective.
Oh yeah, YouTube is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right here.
Another recommendation is, aside from minis, aside from maps and terrain, is minis. You said start small. Whenever I first started playing Dungeons and Dragons in college, we used bottle caps. Everybody had a different bottle cap to signify what there was. Eventually, I took a small Funko Pop character, like the little tiny mini ones, and I glued it to the top of my bottle cap. And that's what I used. And then a couple other players caught on, and then eventually we sprung for minis. You know, it's not a necessity, but it's an easy way to track your place on a physical space.
And it's a cool memento.
Yes.
I think that's more so for me.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
When it's been years past the campaign and you look at that mini, we've got a cool spot on our homebrew where all the parties kind of like collective together on these couple of smaller shelves, and you look back and you go, that was really fun. Like those guys went on fun adventures. Just remember all the fun times we sitting around the table.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. No, I agree wholeheartedly. Where a mini that signifies your character at that time and place, it strikes a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Where it brings back so many memories just looking at it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's other stuff. I mean, you can go all the way down to condition markers.
Super helpful on condition markers, because otherwise, like concentration, hunter's mark, bane, bless, poison, prone, anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, it just helps make the combat and the actual visualization, of that combat easier
Absolutely.
to track.
And you know, I mean, there's initiative trackers out there. There are different 3D printed things that, to the extent of like flying stands or different things. I mean, there's so many things out there.
Yeah. A really good one is a ruler. Not only just like an inch ruler, sorry metric folks, but also the cone effects, radiuses for spheres and cubes. Yes, the spell effect ruler, or whatever you would want to call it. Oh my goodness, that is so much easier to just lay out instead of having to like imagine where that 5-foot cube is. And if you can get this guy, and the DM's going, well, you really can't. Bust out that ruler and you go, look at this, dude. I got them all, right?
Which is true. It definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. So I think that's honestly one of the biggest things you could get. But just go on anything, you know, if it's YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, whatever it is, you're gonna see 100,000 different items to help improve your D&D campaign. They might fit you, they might not, but just know there's a billion things out there to help make your campaign easier.
And with a billion things out there, just remember, there's only a few things that are necessary.
Yep.
There's very few things.
Dice.
Number one, pen,
something to write with,
paper, and a source book.
Oh, dude, we almost forgot the last thing. One or more friends. That's the most important thing. Yeah. You can play solo D&D. Yeah. I've done it. I honestly lost interest in it.
Yeah.
The magic for me is that interactive role play, the collaborative storytelling.
Yes.
But hey, if that's your jam, I ain't gonna yuck your yum.
No, but you only need a few things necessary for you to go have fun, create a fun story with somebody you have in your life, friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, family member, anybody, you know.
Talking dog.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You got Goddard in your backyard. Jimmy Neutron, shout out there. But yeah, go get it. It's pretty simple. Don't let it stop you from trying it.
Yeah.
I guess that's all we're trying to say is.
Yep.
Don't feel like you see everybody has such cool things, the big
An
shows.
inset table with a specially made table for Dungeons and Dragons with a TV background and massive terrain with tiny trees and a whole castle and a gigantic dragon mini that cost them $250. That's not the barrier to
Correct.
playing. The true barrier to playing is scheduling.
Fact. Yeah. So if there's
Yeah.
a will, there's a way.
Yeah. So get everything you need, which we just gave you that list, and get playing today.
Guys, thanks for tuning in to today's episode. We'll see you next Saturday. See you.